Okay, if I remember correctly where I left this story, I'd been arrested twice and had a seizure each visit to the jail. And let me just touch on the criminal matters. Very long story short, and it's not that long of a story, but we'll keep it short. Eventually, I finally saw the paperwork stating what I was charged with, and never got charged with the trespassing, never got charged with shoplifting. The only thing I got charged with was false informing. And supposedly I told the police officer I hadn't been in that store 2 days earlier. I do not remember saying that. Basically, the only conversation I really remember having with the officer was he thanked me for being cooperative when I stood up to be handcuffed, and thanked him for the one supervisor let me sit in his vehicle while we waited for the paddy wagon. So, but eventually, I was like, you know, I'm not going to be able to beat that. And even though I don't think I did it, I may have. Like I said, my mind was a little bit off kilter at the time. So, they offered me pretrial diversion, and the conditions of that was from the time the documents were signed and filed, that I didn't get arrested again for 1 year. I didn't go into any Meyer store in Marion County during that time, and pay a state-mandated fee for the pretrial diversion, which was about $350. So basically, as soon as that thing got filed, I was at the courthouse basically the next business day and paid that off. And I was supposed to have a compliance hearing in December, which was just a few days shy of the 1 year anniversary, and the prosecutor dropped the charges. So my criminal record is now clear, and eventually I'm going to see if I can have the two arrests expunged, which is ironic because I was a correctional officer for 11 years and very proud of it. An EMT for 8 years, so you know, I'm kind of a law-abiding type person. True events also fed into my delusions, or reinforced them. My neighbor's adult son, at that time his daughter was 2 years old, and Coca-Cola was running a promotion where you could win a little polar bear. Matter of fact, my original polar bear was a freebie, and I missed that stuffed toy, but que sera, sera. But so, you know, I was entering and, you know, trying to win this for him to give to his daughter for Christmas, and my phone beeped, and I just knew that was the time of the day to enter the contest, and sure enough, won the polar bear. And one night I decided to order a bunch of stuff online, and you know, I'm pretty much broke at this point. but I went on to a couple of sites. One, I ordered a Swiss Army knife, and the order went through. I didn't put any payment information in there. It went through, and I got it like 2 days later, engraved with my nickname, Ms. Javert. Javert is the police inspector from Les Miserables. I've been a big fan of that book since high school. But, the rent came due, didn't get paid. They filed for eviction 10 days later. And I won't go through everything that happened, but, you know, I knew I should have some money. I didn't. Come to find out, somebody had been had a skimmer on the ATM here at the CVS, and they cleared me out of about $1,600. So if that hadn't happened, I may have still ended up homeless, but it would have been much later, at least 1 to 2 months later. Yeah, there was a whole lot of delusions, whole lot of praying the rosary, a whole lot of wishing or praying people to die. Never happened, thank God. Yeah, one of the good things of me being broke in 2019 is I knew where the women's shelter was. And, so that was a blessing. Ironically, about the middle of December, I went out and bought a 4-pack of, they're like 2 serving bottles of wine. You get a 4-pack. And would have a small glass of wine with dinner. Never had any desire to get drunk off it. Just enjoyed it. So anyway, I get the eviction notice. Or, I mean, the small claims court filing, which I did not know at that time that evictions were done through small claims court. And, the date for the hearing was Martin Luther King Day. I thought, they're going to have to send me something else because the courts were going to be closed on that day. Yeah, they weren't. Not that I really had any defense, but, sorry. And I had memory problems. As I recounted in my last video, which is uploading right now, yeah, I just walked off my job, basically. But I thought that I had called and said I wouldn't be in because I'd had some seizures, and because I didn't want to be in an isolated place, have a seizure, have a skull fracture, and die. So the ER had said, go see this doctor, follow up with your doctor. And I'd never seen this doctor before, but the history was saying I'd seen him several times. So I thought I was in, this is another case of identity theft. So I finally called, and they said, we don't have any record of that. Again, that fed into my delusions. Actually, I was on there for quite a while, even after I became homeless. Probably 6 months before they got that straightened out. I was convinced that a family member had cleared out my bank account. Specifically, I thought it would be my mom. But yeah, I finally did get $1,200 roughly back from what had been stolen off my payroll card, which eventually allowed me with Brenda to get the apartment we're living in now. I would never choose her as a roommate again. But we both got something out of it, so I'm not going to complain too much there. But anyway, January 27th came, and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the manager of the real estate company knocked on the door, said, "Make sure you're out by 6." And I spent the next 4 hours praying a rosary, and was shocked when they came and said, "Time to go." And if I'd been smart, I would have grabbed my documents. So I lost my birth certificate, my social security card, which I had to replace anyway, or before, after I left Mom. My diplomas. Yeah, you're not supposed to be homeless if you've got a college degree. I've got an associate's and a bachelor's. So, went down to the homeless shelter after I got thrown out. Basically, all I took with me was some clothes and my Bible, and I ended up giving the Bible away. Yeah. Almost didn't get into the shelter that night, but long story on that one. Almost didn't get in the second night because I didn't take a phone with me, even though that was dead. It at least give me the time. And I still had no sense of time at that time. Yeah, when I was homeless, I was a mental wreck. I thought I was doing okay, but yeah, pretty much I was between my brain being scrambled coming off of alcohol and the stress of being homeless. Yeah, it wasn't a good time. That porch there is Sam's apartment. I lived basically on top of him, entrance at the side of the building. But it wasn't until like early July, maybe about 3 weeks before I started this series, maybe a month. I don't remember exactly when I started it because I thought on it quite a while before I started it. I realized I'd been delusional for about 8 months. And that's cleared out. Not really depressed anymore because I'm stable. I've got money in the bank now. Actually, I've got a fair amount of money in the bank right now. But so I've got plenty of money to get an apartment. The eviction will obviously probably be a problem. But I'm confident I'll find some place because I want to live alone again. So yeah, that's kind of my alcoholism journey. I could add more details to it, but yeah, if I hadn't quit drinking, I'd probably still be living there. Probably still be working at Adidas and hating that job. Or I may have moved on to another job, but I don't think I would have been homeless. But I think God wanted it to happen. And yeah. So I'm going to end this here, and thank you for listening.